What's going on, guys? For today's video, I'm gonna give you guys some pointers and indicators to understand if you're either over properly or under training. For most people, usually you guys are under training. It's what I see most. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about this in 3 categories. Just gonna start from the top and most important and just try to go deeper and deeper. Are you following a plan? First of all, if you aren't following a plan, then you're most likely under training. Are you following the right plan? If you're not following the right plan, then something is wrong. I'll give you guys an example of the wrong plan. It used to be a time when people started getting curious about how Arnold Schwarzenegger would train. They would look up his plans and start doing this because he looked fucking amazing, and it's understandable. Like, we just tend to look at a list of things to be like that. It's logical. I understand why people do it, but the thing is that these people are on steroids. People who you're looking up to are usually taking some juice. If you're looking at a certain actor's physique to prepare himself to a certain movie, he's probably on the juice as well. Once you start training like these people, you can't handle the amount of fatigue and load they're constantly doing. That's why that plan isn't tailored for you. That doesn't mean you can't pursue a badass physique, just like actors in movies. It will just take us a bit longer. That's it. It's easy to get frustrated to follow one of these plans, just get absolutely stuck and can't be able to really face the amount of work that it takes. Well, how does a right plan look like? I'm gonna give you guys an example of my own plan. Right now, I'm focusing on growing legs. My plan is to hit legs at least 3 times per week. I'm giving them a lot more load than the rest of my body. The only thing that's probably receiving as much load as my legs, sort of sounding a bit gay, but only thing receiving as much work as my legs is my chest, because I feel like my chest is falling behind a bit with the rest of my body, like my legs. These are the things that I'm actually aiming to improve and to grow. So the rest of my body, I'm just trying to maintain. I'm just trying to maintain my core, my arms, shoulders, and back. My plan is tailored to those needs. Okay, that's an example. Now, depending on your needs, depending on your preferences, if you're a beginner, you probably don't have any of these weaknesses or needs, but they will show up once you start training for a while and advancing. Never get discouraged, because it's actually a good thing that a weakness has appeared. That means that you've worked somewhere to perform something else in your body. So that's actually a good thing. How many sets are you doing per training session per muscle? This has actually been studied. Between 3 to 12 sets, these are the magic numbers. These are the magic beans, guys. We have the answer. More than this, it's just junk sets. You have to find any number between 3 and 12 to perform in your training session per muscle. Remember, it's sets, it's not exercises. There's a difference. So if you do 3 exercises with 4 sets, those are 12. You're done. That's more than enough. I'm gonna give you guys an example. When I used to be in college, I used to train my ass off. I would add so much junk volume. When I used to train chest, I used to try and hit chest from every direction, from every exercise. I would do flat bench, I would do incline, decline, all with the barbell. Then I would do maybe flies with dumbbells. I would do cables. So all of this, and I would do 4 sets of each. At least. This is too much. There's gonna be a moment where you're just going through the motions and not properly stimulating the muscle. You're just accumulating fatigue. Once you start training seriously, you understand that you're in a war against fatigueness. You're trying to really understand how much fatigue you can take and you can recover from. So you have to be really aware of junk volume, because it's just a loss. It doesn't give you absolutely anything. You're basically training for nothing. Let's go a bit deeper and talk about technique. Let's talk about junk volume again, since we're basically talking about it already. Technique is something you need to really focus on, the movement and how to improve the movement. This is actually one of the best advices you can get for training. Every time you go to the gym, it's so simple and it's so obvious too, right? But I don't see people doing it at all. Every time you go to the gym, you're trying to improve on each movement. That takes a lot of concentration, a lot of mental capacity to just focus on the movement. Where can I improve this? Within the constraints of the movement, I'll give you guys an example. If you're doing bicep curls, then you know you can't move your body a certain way. You're not supposed to ego lift. Within the constraints of those rules, you look for ways to learn what feels best for you, which will train your mind towards your muscle. Once you make this a habit in your training lifestyle, your mind-muscle connection will skyrocket. You will be able to do less exercise with a lot more stimulus. Therefore, you will be able to make your training way more efficient. Very badass. That is very cool. Ego lifting. Come on, guys. It's been forever. We've talked about ego lifting so much, and I see people every day, all the time, ego lifting. Your muscles don't give a flat fuck about the amount of weight you're lifting, man. Girls don't give a flat fuck about the amount of weight you're lifting. The guys don't give a flat fuck either. When I see people just swinging everything around, I just want to cry. It breaks my soul. Okay, Jesus Christ. There's no point in ego lifting. It's just a waste of time. You're just looking at a future injury. Please stop. Jesus, help me stop them. Let's go even deeper now. Let's talk about effort. Holy shit. I see people going to the gym. I live in Argentina at the moment, and I see the same people going to the park in summer, and then they just, after summer and spring, they just go home and wait for the next summer and next spring to train. Come on, guys. Train the whole year. It's beautiful to train. If you were to train on winter, on fall, then on summer you will have a massive body. You will have massive gains to actually show them off. Stop waiting for the last moment to do everything. Let's get a bit more specific. Every time I see someone talking during a working set, I just want to punch them in the face. Come on, man. You know this is not the best effort you can do. Even if you're tired, it's cool that you mastered the art of showing up. That's cool. But come on. Again, mind-muscle connection. You're not really working on it. You're just going through the motions. I understand, and I'll let it slide if you're actually warming up. Yeah, that's fine. But if you're not, if you're actually on working set, come on, don't be a piece of shit. Do things properly, man. Do things properly. Talk during your rest period. Now is working time. Work your ass off. Focus on your muscle, focus on the movement, focus on your technique, focus on improving all of it. You'll get massively better once you get that. Another really important thing to mention when it comes to effort is most people don't really understand what it is to feel true failure in a rep. When we train, when we plan our training, everything is towards failure. You're trying to reach very close to failure. Every now and then it's good to hit failure, to actually reach failure. It's kind of like in life. But it's important to know that most of the time you're actually really close to failure, but never reaching it. That's actually the best thing you can do for your muscles, for growth, for strength, for everything. If you don't know what failure feels like, then it's really hard for you to reach close to it. That's the thing about following a plan. Hitting failure every month and a half, constantly knowing how it feels to fail every now and then, just to get to know yourself better, know your limits. These are all pointers of if you're either under or overtraining. If you don't know what failure feels like, then you're undertraining. If you're constantly reaching failure every time you go to the gym, every 2 weeks, you're generating too much fatigue. These are things that get you stuck with results. Just feel like you're not gaining anything. It's probably because you're either under or overtraining. Probably because you're either reaching failure too often, or you just don't know what failure feels like. That is it for today. I want to close up with a certain topic. Kind of goes a bit with the topic we're talking about. I hear a lot of fitness professionals complaining about people taking steroids and lying about it. People who sell plans and are basically selling you a physique that you can achieve, but they're secretly on the juice. Of course, I think this is wrong, but what I think is even more wrong is people complaining about it. You complaining about it is like me complaining about people stealing or lying. Do you think people are gonna stop lying, are gonna stop stealing just because I sit in front of a camera and say, wah wah, don't steal? Dude, this is life and it's gonna happen anyway. It's just a waste of time to complain about it. This actually speaks more about yourself. Why is this bothering you? What I see is you probably feel like these people are taking clients from you. I don't think that's the case, man, because this is a very huge business. You walk in the street, see so much people that want to get fit, that want to get in shape, that can't, that don't know how. You see so much. This business has so much fucking potential. It's fucking crazy. So for you to sit here and start complaining about someone else, it's just pointless, and it speaks more about your inability to sell than the people you're actually complaining about. The other thing I want to point out, what if you're complaining about a genetic gem? Maybe this person is actually truthful and not lying about it and actually natural. You're undermining someone's effort. You're throwing dirt at someone who's putting in the work. Just because you can't reach that physique for genetic, for effort, for whatever reason, doesn't mean others can't. Stop the envy and the jealousy. Just work on your own and try to reach the best possible body you can, however you want. If you want to take the juice, man, like whatever. But don't fucking complain about the rest of us. The reason I'm pointing this out is because I'm reaching a certain physique that people keep asking me if I'm using steroids, and I'm not. And that actually speaks really well about me because I'm doing a finance job in transforming myself. But I see that along my future. I see in a couple of years people starting to judge me because I'm using steroids apparently, and I'm not. And I don't judge those who do. I just think it's pointless to complain about this specific topic. That is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys can improve your training from this video. And that's it for today. Peace.